Denver Public Schools and its teachers union are at the negotiating table.
We are in major disagreement about compensation, benefits, workload, class size.
Both sides working on details for a new contract hours before it expires.
I'm not concerned about a work stoppage. I'm expecting that we will have a completed agreement.
Hundreds of Colorado families are seeing their food benefits stolen and want the state to do something about it.
They're seeing families that are losing thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's not planning to be reimbursed.
And we're learning more about the FBI raid at Mar-A-Lago. The DOJ says former President Trump intentionally misled officials.
When you read this document, it becomes clear that they tried and tried to work with the Trump team.
Denver Public Schools and its teachers union are trying to avoid a strike. Both sides are meeting right now about a new contract. The current one expires at midnight. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live, and if a deal isn't reached, there could be disruptions for thousands of students. Christian?
Yeah, Jason, there could be, and it's going to be a long day of negotiations here at DPS headquarters. They've already been talking for 2 hours, and we won't have an update until later today, but the superintendent did tell me that he is confident they will be reaching a decision at some point. Now, salary and benefits, those are two major sticking points. The Denver Classroom Teachers Association is asking for a 3-year contract with a 12% cost of living increase, especially as inflation keeps going up. They also want step and lane increases, which are pay raises based on experience and education. But this is not just all about money. Union leaders are also pushing for smaller class sizes.
If I have 35 students in my classroom and I only have a 50-minute block, it is really difficult for me to give the individualized attention that each of those students deserve.
Denver Superintendent Alex Marrero said statistics from the Colorado Department of Education show a student-to-educator ratio of 14-1. He did tell me that he would like to hire more educator support systems within DPS, like counselors and speech therapists, to deploy to schools that are in need to help with this. And when it comes to pay, he said that teachers who have been with DPS since 2019 have seen a 31% increase in the past 3 years. Under this new contract, the district is counter-offering a 3.5% increase plus step and lane, which adds up to about a 6% increase. And I did ask him what he has to say to teachers who say that this is just not enough.
I understand that. Trust me, and I get it. And I think that we have taken into account, especially with the way that we're presenting this increase. It's immediate, right? People will feel it immediately, which I think will help a whole lot. But I would bring it back to the most recent historical, and I ask you all to take that perspective.
Now, he does say that the district is willing to offer teachers a 17.5% increase over the next 3 years. That is if the union accepts this offer. Again, a lot of negotiations will be taking place today, but we are expecting to hear an update at some point today, and we will let you know. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Will be a busy day inside the building behind you, Christian. Thank you. The Denver Teachers Union says there are 167 classrooms in Denver without a teacher this year. The National Education Association says nationwide, many teachers don't feel that they're respected.
It's important to say, yes, we respect them, but we have to demonstrate that respect by making sure that we have the adequate funding, which we know throughout this country, we have not invested in our public schools for decades. That has to change. We have to make sure that we have funding so that we have enough teachers, that we can pay them what they deserve.
According to state data from the 2020-2021 school year, the average salary for a teacher in Colorado is just over $58,000. The Biden administration is partnering with several major job search companies to try to address teacher shortages. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, who's also a teacher, will host a White House discussion today to formally announce those partnerships. ZipRecruiter is launching a new online job portal specifically for K-12 schools. The White House is also encouraging state and local governments to spend American Rescue Plan funds on increasing teacher pay. Updated COVID-19 booster shots could be made available starting next month. The new doses specifically target the most common Omicron subvariants while still offering protection from the original virus. The FDA hopes the doses will stop another winter surge. The CDC still needs to give the okay. That could happen as early as Friday. The shots could then roll out after Labor Day. Former President Donald Trump is accused of moving and hiding classified documents from the Department of Justice. A new DOJ filing claims Trump did this in an effort to obstruct the investigation into whether he improperly mishandled those classified documents after he left office. M. Wynn reports.
In its strongest rebuke yet, the Justice Department alleges former President Trump and his legal team likely obstructed their federal investigation. It comes in response to the Trump team's motion to a federal judge for a special master to review materials seized from Trump's Mar-A-Lago estate. The DOJ's 36-page filing provides new details into why the FBI took the unprecedented move to search a former president's home on August 8th, revealing in May a grand jury subpoena was issued for classified documents at Trump's estate. Officials say they developed evidence that government records were likely concealed and removed from the storage room at Mar-A-Lago, and that efforts were likely taken to obstruct the government's investigation.
None of this is good for Donald Trump, right? Anything in here simply increases the chance of a possible indictment.
According to the filing, when federal agents came to the resort in June, they were handed a single red-welled envelope with classified documents by Trump's attorneys. One lawyer allowed agents to visit the storage room but blocked them from looking through any of the boxes. That same day, 2 Trump lawyers certified in a sworn statement that there was a diligent search and that all records from the White House had been turned over. But the DOJ questioned that, saying during the August search, the FBI in a matter of hours recovered twice as many documents with classification markings as the diligent search that the former president's counsel and other representatives had weeks to perform. The department also included a first look into the raid with this photo showing several documents labeled secret and top secret recovered from Trump's personal desk and office. Federal officials alleging that obstructive conduct occurred at Mar-A-Lago. Now, Trump's lawyers have until tonight to respond to the department's filing. Today, Trump once again claimed he had declassified the documents found at Mar-A-Lago, though has not provided any evidence of that. A hearing is set for tomorrow for a judge to consider whether to grant Trump's request for a special master. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
One of the 5 people accused of killing a woman in East Denver just made his first court appearance. Swab Bay is facing several charges, including murder and first-degree murder. He's one of the 4 people arrested for murdering Ma Kang. A 5th suspect is still on the run. Kang was shot and killed by a stray bullet in East Denver back in July. Police say the men saw a car circling New Freedom Park that day and didn't think it belonged in the area, so they shot at the car, and police think one of those bullets hit Kang. They also believe the suspects have gang affiliations. Kang's death prompted a change to how Verizon routes 911 calls. Her family called for help, but it was routed to Aurora instead of Denver, which they believe delayed aid. Verizon says they will make changes to emergency call routing nationwide at the start of next year. Marcus Vallejos is expected to be formally charged today for murdering 22-year-old Angie Vega. Police say Vega was killed while getting ready to close up the NoCo nutrition store in Greeley on Friday. Arrest documents reveal Vallejos waited inside the store for about an hour before attacking her. Her body was found inside her car a few hours later, about a mile from that store. A ban on assault weapons and large-capacity magazines has been temporarily put on hold in Boulder. The city is temporarily pausing enforcement. Boulder just passed the bans in June after the mass shootings in Uvalde, Texas and Buffalo, New York. The pause comes as temporary restraining orders have been issued against Superior and Boulder County. The city of Boulder and Louisville are also being sued. All 4 have decided to work together on a coordinated legal strategy, including consolidating cases against each city into all one lawsuit. Rocky Mountain Gun Owners is filing lawsuits against cities enacting those new gun laws. Rocky Mountain Gun Owners is also reviewing a gun ordinance in Lyons. Now, this ordinance doesn't ban types of guns like assault weapons. Instead, open carry would be banned in public spaces, but it would be allowed in private businesses, in cars, and in homes. Guns and ammo wouldn't be sold in the downtown commercial district either.
We want to keep our town safe first and foremost. And we worked in conjunction with the Boulder County Sheriff to develop these. The proposed ordinances are common sense, they're limited in scope, and they're consistent with legal precedent.
The public will have a chance to weigh in next Tuesday. That's when the town will have a second reading on these proposals. Hundreds of Colorado families are being targeted by thieves who are stealing their food benefits. Contact Denver 7 first broke this story last week, and since then, we've learned more than 100 families have been targeted this year. Jamie O'Reilly is a full-time student at Red Rocks Community College and a single mom of two. $900 disappeared from her electronic benefits card, or EBT, this month. And it was charged by someone in Virginia.
I get $900 worth of groceries stolen within a week of receiving my benefits. What is my family supposed to do for the next 30 days? That the cards are getting scammed and we feel bad that the state is not reimbursing you guys and it's not right.
Colorado officials have said this is a national problem. Federal policy does not protect stolen benefits, so they can't be replaced. Advocates with Colorado Center on Law and Policy say our state should pursue funding to help vulnerable families. Well, the Broncos have finalized their roster. Still ahead, the changes they're making while filling out their practice squad. Plus, get ready for ski season. Yeah, you heard me right. When you can start buying season passes to one resort.